Hi, my name's Alan Asbury and I'm Managing Director of CLS Energy in Oxford, England. We work across the UK, across Europe and across parts of the Far East to advise organisations on how to save costs, how to save fuel, how to save energy and to reduce their carbon footprint. And that's why I'm here today, to help you to reduce your carbon footprint. So the first thing to do on addressing this agenda is to gather data. Ideally at least 12 months of data, energy, fuel use, transport fuel use. Put it into spreadsheets, calculate it, address it, assess it, and find out where your significant energy users are, be that your operation, your factory, your office, your fleet. You need to normalise the data, so assess that against outside temperatures, so you can remove those as anomalies, and then you can drill down to real aspects of what's happening year on year. It's really important also to look at half-hourly data which you can get from your supplier, which will show you what's happening on a half-hourly basis throughout the year, day and night, and you can see if your operational hours are fitting in with your energy usage. For example, overnight or at weekends, if things are being left on, these will start to show up and you can address them. Beyond that, with your fleet, you'll have hopefully fuel pumped data as well as kilometres, mileage data, which you can assess and address. You may also have telematic data which will give you information like over revving, over idling, harsh braking, harsh acceleration, and you can then rank your drivers and assess them against a parameter. And looking at that data, you can then see where your weaker drivers are and train them to improve. Having got a baseline from a benchmarking exercise, you can then go into the factory, into the operation, into the site, and assess it. So first of all, looking around the building, looking at insulation levels, getting around the plant rooms, getting on the roof, looking at HVAC units, ventilation, cooling, lighting, and assessing where that's at, how it's controlled, what behaviours are looking like, and what technology is there. Looking at plating, finding out what the energy usage is on those fans, for example, in HVAC units, and assessing that sensibly and systematically. If you're in operation, you can look at things like compressors, CNC lathes, pumps, motors, and put clamps on them. Assess them as they're happening, as they're running, so you can see what energy-based usage is happening and where you can save money by reducing usage or controlling or turning things off when they should be off. Having done all of that, get out to the fleet, talk to the fleet manager, talk to the drivers, look at the fleet for technologies, look at the quality of the equipment that's there, look at the aerodynamics and how to reduce drag on that fleet. And if it's a fleet that's leased or it's bought on a regular basis, look at the specification for that fleet and see how it can be improved, because any saving you can make from aerodynamic drag reduction will be saved year on year for the life of that vehicle. Having done all that, if you've never done it before, you'll probably be saving 50-60% of your energy use. If you have done it before, maybe 20 to 30%. But you've now got your building and your operation in a situation where it's optimally managed. You can then look at renewable energy, because you don't want to do that and over-generate energy and sell to the grid at low rates. You want to be generating what you need for your site. So looking at things like solar panels on roofs or in your area of land around. If the wind resource is right, looking at wind, looking at low carbon energy, such as combined heat and power, CHP, and finding solutions that work for you, that are going to bring down your emissions and give you energy that is clean. Having done all of that, you might be now at sort of 70% to 80% of your energy use reduced, and you can look then at things like sequestration. So getting involved in local country-based activity in your own country to sequester carbon, perhaps through tree planting that's monitored, audited, controlled and managed. Beyond that, the final resort, which is a resort that some people start with unfortunately, is carbon offsetting, which is asking people to go and plant trees or other such technologies in other parts of the world on your behalf. This is very important to be managed, maintained, audited properly, because planting trees is one thing, making sure they grow and are maintained and looked after and grow into adulthood and become sequestering trees is really important. And oftentimes trees are not looked after, they die, they are infested with insects, they are logged or they're burned, as in wildfires in Australia earlier this year. So really important that if you go down the offsetting route, which is much cheaper than the earlier solutions, you make sure that it's properly done. Because going down the earlier routes we've talked about, energy efficiency measures, renewable measures, will save you money, they will reduce your emissions, and they will reduce your energy usage right across the board. And also you'll be able to talk about them to your shareholders and stakeholders because they'll be able to see them physically in your buildings and around. So I hope that was helpful as a starting point. Please get in touch if we can help you any more, and please also enjoy your day. Thank you.